Thanks for tuning in. You're watching ARIRANG News Break on this Thursday, June 23rd. Live from Seoul, I'm Han Daeun. Our top story this morning, in a worrying development, North Korea has hailed the success of a medium-range ballistic missile launch. Wednesday's test firing was greeted with jubilation, and the regime's leader wasted no time issuing a threat to the United States. Connie Kim reports.
North Korea has hailed the success of its missile launch, upping the high-stakes threat to peace in Northeast Asia. The regime's state-run Korean Central News Agency reported that after supervising the launch, Kim Jong-un said the world would be able to evaluate the capability of North Korea's missile capabilities. Kim also said North Korea possesses a surefire capability to attack U.S. positions in the Pacific in an overall and practical way. North Korea's two missile launches on Wednesday came about a month after its previous missile launch attempt ended in failure. The first attempt on Wednesday also ended in failure, but the second launch has raised concerns. The second missile is believed to have flown at a height of 1,000 kilometers and traveled 400 kilometers before crashing into the EC. It's thought North Korea deliberately raised the launch angle to avoid hitting Japanese territory. Military officials in Seoul say they're closely monitoring the technological advancements made by the North's ballistic missile program. The Musudan missile has a range of up to 4,000 kilometers, theoretically putting any part of Japan and the U.S. territory of Guam within its range. Experts say that if North Korea can perfect the technology, the security landscape in the Pacific region will take on a more dangerous complexion. Connie Kim, ARIRANG News.
The UN Security Council convened an emergency meeting this morning Korea time on North Korea's latest mid-range ballistic missile launches. Just minutes ago, the council expressed its grave concerns over the regime's latest provocations. Officials say the decision to convene the meeting reflects how seriously the UN is taking the North's latest provocation, as after past launches this year, the Security Council just issued a press statement without gathering together. The French ambassador to the UN, who holds the rotating presidency at the council, also denounced the launches as an unacceptable violation of UN resolutions. A press statement condemning the North is expected to be released soon. It's June 23rd, the day Britain, the European Union, and the world has been anxiously waiting for. Brits will head to the polls in under 6 hours to decide whether the UK stays in or withdraws from the EU. Our Hwang Ho-jun has the latest.
To leave or not to leave? That's the question. A decision that will have an impact on the entire world, let alone the UK and the EU, is now in the hands of Britain's 46.5 million eligible voters. The latest poll suggests the race is neck and neck. As of Wednesday, support for Remain was slightly higher than for Leave, but still well within the margin of error. Polling stations in the UK will be open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's 3 p.m. Thursday to 6 a.m. Friday in Korea. No exit polls will be taken, but the voter turnout will be announced soon after polling stations close. The official result will be announced shortly after all votes are totted up, which will be around 3 p.m. on Friday, Korea time. Hwang Ho-jun, ARIRANG News.
In a move certain to trigger an angry response from Seoul, Japan's ruling party is pitching an election pledge of setting up a new research center on Korea's easternmost Dokdo islets and wartime sex slaves. The Liberal Democratic Party's pledge is included on its list of promises ahead of Japan's upper house election slated for July 10th. Sources say the move is intended to reinforce Japan's sovereignty claims over Korea's territory and deny forced sexual slavery of the so-called comfort women. Listing a broad range of policy initiatives, the compilation dubbed J-File says the new entity will conduct historical and academic research on territorial issues. It adds that research activities will be used to, quote, refute egregious claims that undermine Japan's reputation. Despite the tone of that message, the J-File also stresses the need to cooperate with neighbors like South Korea to boost regional security. Now to the latest on the U.S. presidential election. Presumptive Republican nominee Donald Trump has slammed Hillary Clinton, labeling her the most corrupt presidential candidate in U.S. history. During a speech in New York, Trump said Clinton was a world-class liar who had perfected the politics of profit while serving as the Secretary of State. He said, quote, "She gets rich making you poor," and accused the Democratic presumptive nominee of criminal levels of corruption. Trump also accused Clinton of unleashing the Islamic State militant group on the world and for the rest of the chaos in the Middle East. In the past few weeks, Trump has been trailing in the polls. His speech comes a day after Clinton gave her own blistering speech, claiming Trump would be reckless with the U.S. economy. Korea's second largest automaker, Kia Motors, has emerged on top of an annual initial quality study of new cars sold in the United States. This is the first time in 27 years that a non-luxury brand has seized the coveted honor. Kia was first among 33 automakers in the J.D. Power study, moving up from second place a year ago. This year's runner-up was Porsche. Bottom was Daimler AG's smart mini cars, which scored well below next to last Fiat and third to last Volvo. This list was compiled from more than 80,000 surveys from owners of 2016 model year and model year new vehicles. And that's all from me, but keep it tuned to ARIRANG for more in-depth news coverage coming up at noon. Thank you for watching.